In this power electronic session, we are going to see about the first type of switched mode regulator, that is buck converter. So this is the buck converter. This buck converter is also called as a step down converter, since the average output voltage is lesser than the input voltage. Okay, so here the switch, as a switch we can use either BJT, MOSFET or IGBT we can use. So this device is acting as a chopper here, and also the LC filter is used to reduce the ripple content. So this operation of this buck converter is divided into two modes. We can see the two modes of operation. This is the first mode. First mode is when the switch is on. Second mode is when the switch is off. Okay, so this is the first mode, that is the switch is on. So now let us see what is the operation under this mode. So now we are giving the supply. Now the switch is on. Okay, so the current will flow through this inductor and capacitor and through this load. Okay, the current path will be like this. So this is the current through capacitor, that is IC. This is the load current, okay, that is I0, and this is the current through the inductor, that is IL. Okay, so there will be the output voltage V0. So there will be also the voltage across this inductor. Okay, that inductor voltage will be Vs minus V0. That is the supply voltage minus this output voltage is applied across this inductor. That is the inductor voltage. Okay, so VL is equal to Vs minus V0. So this is the mode of operation. This is the first mode of operation. So under this mode, the switch is on and the freewheeling diode is not conducting. Okay, the current takes this path and the output voltage is V0, and the voltage across this inductor is Vs minus V0. Second mode of operation, when the switch is off. Okay, now the switch is off. Now the inductor will discharge its energy through this capacitor and through this inductor. Okay, so like this the path will be like this. Okay, this will be the current through the capacitor, and this will be the current through the load, that is I0, this is IC. So here the freewheeling diode comes into the conduction. Okay, here the capacitor, that inductor. Okay, in first mode, when the switch was on, it was charging its energy with this polarity, plus over here and minus over here. Now when the switch is off, it is discharging its energy with this polarity. Okay, minus over here and plus over here. So with this polarity it is discharging. Voltage across this inductor will be minus V0. Okay, because it has changed its polarity during its discharging condition. Okay, there is no supply voltage also, so VL is equal to minus V0. The voltage across this inductor will be minus V0. Okay, this is the second mode of operation. So now let us see the voltage and current waveform. So this is the voltage across the inductor. Okay, when the switch was on. Okay, so in the first mode. Okay, in the first mode, when the switch is on, what will be the voltage across this inductor? Vs minus V0. Okay, when the switch is on, the voltage across the inductor is Vs minus V0. When the switch is off, so this condition, in this duration, the switch is off. So at that time the voltage across the inductor is minus V0. Okay, this already we have seen in first mode and second mode. So in first mode, the voltage across the inductor is Vs minus V0. In the second mode, the voltage across the inductor is minus V0. Okay, so that is what is drawn here in this waveform. So when the switch is on, the voltage across the inductor is Vs minus V0, and when the switch is off, the voltage across the inductor is minus V0. Okay, what about the inductor current? Okay, when the switch is on, the inductor starts its charging. Okay, when the switch is on, the inductor starts charging. So the current will be increasing from this I1 to I2. Okay, when the switch is on, the current through the inductor is increasing from I1 to I2. When the switch is off, the inductor discharges its energy. Okay, so this current through the inductor will be reducing from I2 to I1. Okay, like this. So whenever the switch is on, the inductor charge its energy. The current through the inductor is increasing from I1 to I2. When the switch is off, okay, the current is decreasing from I2 to I1. Okay, so this is the duration when the switch is on, and this is the duration when the switch is off. Okay, so this is the voltage and current waveform. Now we can see the derivation of this output voltage, average output voltage and source current. Okay, for this buck converter, okay, what will be the average output voltage and source current? So we can take this voltage across this inductor VL is equal to L into di by dt. So why we are writing this di by dt? For example, the voltage drop across the resistor means what we will write. If the current through this inductor, through this resistor is I, this is the resistor, what will be the drop across this resistor? We will write as IR. Okay, then if it is a inductor, okay, what we have to write? This is the current through this inductor, that is I. Okay, this is the inductor, then the current will be I, like this we have to write, but we have written here di by dt into L. So instead of this I, why we have written this di by dt? Okay, so this is the character of this inductor. So all of a sudden it will not charge and discharge. So the property of this inductor is to charge and discharge gradually. Okay, so with respect to time, it will the current will change. Okay, that's why we have written the di by dt, that is change in current with respect to time. So instead of this I, we have written di by dt. Okay, so this voltage across this inductor will be VL, that is equal to L into di by dt. So during turn on time, the inductor current rises from I1 to I2. Okay, so what will be the, so this equation we can write during turn on time. Okay, during turn on time means when the switch is open. When the switch is open, what is the voltage across the inductor? That is Vs minus V0. Okay, the first mode, in the first mode itself we have seen. So voltage across the inductor VL is equal to Vs minus V0. So we have replaced here, instead of this VL we can write Vs minus V0. So which is equal to L into this change in current. Okay, during turn on time it increases from I1 to I2. So the change in current is I2 minus I1. Okay, that means the change in current divided by T on during the time T on. Okay, so Vs minus V0 is equal to L into, instead of this I2 minus I1, we can generally write the change in current delta I by T on. Okay, so Vs minus V0 is equal to L into delta I by T on. Now we know from this we can find out this delta I value. So delta I is equal to, if you bring this T on value here, it will come to the numerator. So Vs minus V0 into T on, it will come to the denominator divided by L. Okay, this is the first equation. So here this delta I is the peak to peak current of the inductor. This comes under the turn on time. Okay, now during turn off time, the inductor current falls linearly from I2 to I1. Okay, so here the VL, that is this voltage is again replaced during turn off condition. So VL is here during turn off condition, that is when the switch is off. This is the VL is equal to minus V0. Already we have seen, okay, in the second mode. So VL is equal to minus V0 we have put, then is equal to L into di by dt. Okay, so L into instead of this di by dt we can write delta I, that is change in time. Okay, change in time divided by time is T off here. Okay, T off. So T off time. So why this minus? So during the discharging, okay, here the current is discharging from I2 to I1. So because of this we have written here the minus. Okay, so minus V0 is equal to minus L delta I by dt is time. So time here the off time. Okay, in the previous time, that is turn on time, dt is here T on because it was turn on time. Now it is turn off time, so we have written T off. Okay, so from this we can find delta I. Okay, I have put another step, so you can avoid this step directly. Also you can find delta I. So delta I is equal to, if you bring this term here, minus V naught into T of divided by L. Okay, so here minus and minus we can cancel it. Okay, so V naught delta I is equal to V naught into T of divided by L. This is the second equation. So both the equations are delta I only. So we can use equate these two equations, first and second equations. So equating these two, we can cancel this L. Okay, then you, Vs minus V naught into T on is equal to V naught T off. Now we multiply this T on inside. So Vs into T on minus V naught into T on is equal to V naught T off. So you can bring this term here. If you bring this term here, it will become plus. So Vs T on is equal to V naught T off plus V naught T on. Okay, now you can take this V naught common outside. So if you take it out, then V naught into T off plus T on. Okay, again this T off plus T on is equal to total time. That is, total time is equal to T on plus T off. That is on time plus off time. Okay, so V naught into T we have written. So Vs T on is equal to V naught into T. From this, what is V naught we can find. So Vs T on is equal to V naught into T. From this, V naught is equal to Vs T on by T. Okay, so Vs into T on by T we can write. So T on by T is nothing but the duty cycle. Okay, so instead of this T on by T, we have written here the duty cycle, that is alpha. So V naught is equal to alpha Vs. So from this, what we understand, that varying this alpha value, we can change this average output voltage. Okay, so if there is no loss in the circuit, we can assume that VSI, that is the input power, is equal to output power. Input power is VSIS, output power is V naught I naught. Okay, so VSIS is equal to V naught is alpha Vs here. So alpha Vs into I naught. So from this, we can cancel this Vs and Vs. So Is is equal to alpha I naught. So average source current, that is Is, is equal to alpha I naught. We can verify this output voltage. So alpha should lie between 0 to 1. Okay, so this alpha value lies between 0 to 1. For example, we can take the alpha is equal to 0.4. Okay, for example, I am taking this value. Now substitute this value in this equation, that is V naught is equal to, instead of alpha we can substitute 0.4 into Vs, we can take 4 volt. Okay, so Vs I am taking 4 volt. Now what will be the answer? So the answer will be 1.6 volt. Okay, so this is the output voltage of this buck converter. What is the input voltage we took? 4 volt, but the output voltage is 1.6 volt. So it has been stepped down. So this output voltage is lesser than this input voltage. That's why this type of converter is called buck converter. Now we can see the advantages. So in this circuit, we have used any only one thyristor, maybe BJT or MOSFET or IGBT, any one transistor we can use. Okay, it is a simple circuit also, and its efficiency is very high, and the di by dt of the load current is reduced by the inductor L. Okay, so these are the advantages. Then disadvantages: the input current is discontinuous in this buck converter, and also the input filter is required for smoothing purpose, and also the output voltage is with one polarity. Okay, and also the output current is unidirectional, and the diode, okay, since we are using the diode, there is a need of protection circuit for this diode, because otherwise there may be short circuit in the circuit. Okay, so these are the disadvantages of buck converter. Okay, so in buck converter we have seen the operation of the buck converter, and what is the voltage and current waveforms, and the derivation, that is average output voltage and source current derivation. Then what are the advantages, disadvantages we have seen. Okay, so that's all about the buck converter. Thank you.